Good morning, everyone. This is Heather, the Starlight Priestess. Today, we're going to do an eclipse reading. It is September 7th, 2025, and today is the lunar eclipse in Pisces. So I've chosen 3 cards that you can select one or select all of them that are going to give you a little bit more information how the eclipses might be affecting you over the next couple weeks. We have the solar eclipse coming up on September 21st or 22nd, I believe, the day before, the day after the autumn equinox or spring equinox if you are in the southern hemisphere. So go ahead and select your pile. I'm going to create a close-up, and the timestamps will be in the description box below. Hello, pile 1. Before we get started, I am producing a magazine. I will put the link in the description box below. This magazine is a pet project I had about 10 years ago, and I brought it back. And this month's edition is all about the eclipses, healing our shadow sides. There's some fun things for Mabon in there. I do have a section that's zodiac readings for the month, talking about the eclipse season and how the eclipses are going to affect our energy. So there's lots of good stuff in there. Please check it out at the link below. Today I will be using my Oracle card deck. It's the Sparkle and Shine deck. It's currently not in print. I'm looking for a printer still. This was kind of a mock-up version, and I'm not happy with the way that it came out, so I'm still on the hunt for a printer. If you know of one, please let me know. If you would like the digital version of these, you can download the digital version. There's a 7-day free trial, and then you can purchase the deck. It is available at the link that I will leave in the description box below. So let's get started. You chose the New Beginnings pile. Okay, I'm going to do something. I did it over the last reading and I kind of liked how it came out. So this is going to be the main energy for you for this eclipse coming up today. And if you are seeing this a month from now, a year from now, this will just apply to you. It doesn't matter if the eclipse is not happening or not. This is just your current energy. So your current energy is new beginnings, something about new beginnings starting for you. Over here, we're going to have your challenge, and then we're going to have your blessings. So your challenge card, okay, 2 popped out for you. Crown chakra and true love. Okay, so I'm already getting, so this could be you're having trouble with it's either a relationship or the relationship with yourself. I want to make sure that's very, very clear. It doesn't have to be romantic. It doesn't have to be soulmates. It could be either you, it could be a friendship. Maybe it's a boss relationship, co-worker. It doesn't have to be necessarily romantic. That's what's coming through. Okay, and your blessing card. Okay, that is way too many. I just want one. Your blessing. Blessings for pile 1. Blessings for pile 1. Okay, that one wants to come out. So, empowerment. Whatever is going on in this relationship, it is teaching you about empowerment. Okay, and I'm sorry there's a glare. It's kind of dark outside, so I have my ring light on. I need to get better lighting. But this situation that you're in could be, like I said, could be a friend. It could be a romantic relationship. It could be the relationship with yourself. It could be a boss coworker relationship, just a friendship, but it's helping you empower yourself. So the challenges that are rising up are in regards to this relationship because you are not fully in to your power. You are having trouble with your self-worth, realizing how powerful and how strong and how deserving you are. Deserving is the major word. How worthy you are of love and amazing things. And that's what's coming up. That's what this eclipse is bringing up for you. So you may see more. I mean, we'll obviously pull more cards and see what else comes up. But you might see more of this. You might see a lot of things happening with the relationships around you, with the relationships you've had, with interpersonal relationships, with how you see yourself, how you treat yourself. And that's what's really coming through. And this eclipse is offering you a new beginning to really own your power, to own who you are, and stand in your light and know that no matter what is going on around you, no matter what people are saying about you, how people are treating you, that you deserve amazing things and you deserve to be well, to have an amazing life. Okay. Now I will apologize. I'm going to be drinking my coffee a lot. I've had a sore throat and I've had this like pain in my neck for the last few days. And so talking through these readings is going to kind of wear on my voice a little bit. So you might see me drinking more than usual. Okay, let's see what else. Ooh, fear. Yep, that's a good one. Fear. Okay. What else is coming up, guides? Okay. What else is coming up for pile one? Perfection. You've been people-pleasing. Fear of being loved. Fear of showing you're worthy. You've been people-pleasing. You haven't been yourself. You've been on this path of what you think others need to see you as or want to see you as. You're appearing to others in this perfect way that you think how they want to see you. And that's not your path. That's not the path that's right for you. You have to break free of this fear of not being loved. Surrender. This is kind of surrendering to yourself, surrendering to your desires, surrendering to your passions, surrendering to what is right for you. Okay, it's now I'm sorry because I really resonate with this reading, and so I'm seeing different things, and I want to make sure it's going out to the right people and it has the right energy behind it. They're wanting you to surrender to what makes you happy, to what calls you, and no apologies. Not giving any apologies to anyone, because you shouldn't have to apologize for being yourself. You shouldn't have to apologize for being you. And we sometimes feel like we need to, because our friends are unhappy with us, or our coworkers are unhappy with us. You know, a spouse might be unhappy with you. But if you're acting in what's the best interest for you, then as long as it resonates with your empowerment and being true to you, then you shouldn't need to apologize. Okay? Now, I say that too, and of course you don't want to be in a place where you're bullying people, being, harmful. If you have narcissistic tendencies, then that's a little bit different. Hopefully, most of you reading or watching this video do not. Hopefully, you're more aligned with lighter things. But we each have a darker side to us. And so sometimes we might show some narcissistic tendencies, some hurtful tendencies, some bullying tendencies. And, that's coming from a place of fear. That's coming from a place of lack of empowerment, actually. And we are exerting our power in the wrong ways, in the wrong places, to the wrong people. So maybe just take a look at what you're doing. The eclipses are going to be bringing all of this to your attention. The things that happen more frequently, whether you're triggered, whether you're facing different challenges, the things that are happening more frequently, those are teaching you where you need to heal yourself, what you need to work on. Okay. Our next card is Elevate. This is elevating your thoughts, and this goes right in alignment with empowerment. Sometimes when you're in a dark place of pain, of fear, of rejection, of following this societal ideals or following this ideals of others' path, you are people pleasing and you just can't seem to make anybody happy. And so you can sometimes get to this place where you're seeing yourself with anger and fear and shame, and you're just judging yourself and you're saying, I am a terrible person, I suck at this, and you get to a very dark place. This is the time to elevate your thoughts, because those are not the truths. Those are your fear playing on your weaknesses, on the places that you don't feel strength within yourself. And so find ways to elevate your thoughts about yourself. So, whatever you can do for you. I tend to try to use Ho'oponopono or the violet flame a lot to work through the emotions that I'm feeling, the emotions that are really weighing heavy on me. So I tend to use those two methods, but there's so many different healing modalities that you can use. I mean, of course, there's, EFT, tapping, there's breath work, there's all sorts of different ways that you can work through those emotions, to elevate those emotions and focus on being loving toward yourself, having kindness, having compassion toward you. Let's see what else comes up. This is all about loving yourself. Okay, Moonlight. I love this card. It's funny because today is a lunar eclipse. So this moonlight is very strong, but what's coming through for you is that it always also has very strong healing properties. It's very kind and loving and compassionate. So the eclipses can bring some challenges into our life. They can flip things over. My article in my magazine is all about the roller coaster ride of the eclipses. But what's coming through for you, pile one, is it's kind of a kind, compassionate energy, because you have been going through some stuff. You have been going through some heartache and some pain and some real ups and downs within yourself. And so it's this moon, this eclipse feels like more loving, compassionate energy toward you. Let's see, what else? Love. There's a strong sense of love. It's going to help you love yourself in a more pure way that's divinely you. It's going to help you find love within yourself. Let's see if we can get a little bit more information on how it's going to do that. Family. It's going to help you through others who love you. So what's coming through is if you have people that are in your life that are showing you love, they're genuinely doing so. They have true, honest love for you. Okay? So the people that are coming forth now during the eclipse, okay, let me make sure. Yeah, the people that are coming forth now during the eclipse, trust that they have your highest good at heart. Trust that they are going to share their love with you, that they are going to be true and honest about it, that they're going to love you in a way that you deserve to be loved. Okay, what else is, oh wow, okay, that's a bunch. Okay, what else is coming up for pile 1, guys? What else is coming up for pile 1 for this eclipse reading? Gratitude. That is another really, really good way to connect with your highest good. Okay, so even when you're in a really, really dark place, finding gratitude for things. And for you, pile 1, I would say focusing on finding gratitude for yourself. I used to do gratitude every day for years, and I kind of stopped over the last year, but I always used to do gratitude for things I wanted to manifest in my life. This is going to be really important to find gratitude for yourself, okay? So I have gratitude, for being myself. I'm grateful for who I am. I'm grateful for the love and the kindness and compassion I show others. I'm grateful for, my intelligence. I'm grateful for my creative talents. Whatever you can think of that resonates with you, see if you can do something every day for yourself over the next week, maybe 2 weeks until the next eclipse, and see what happens. See how that changes your life. It's going to help you resonate at a higher level, because the actions of gratitude are actually very high frequency. And so the more higher frequency you're vibrating in, see, we have this elevate card. That's one of the aspects, or one of the acts to help raise your frequency. When you're raising your frequency, you're vibrating at a higher frequency, and you're going to attract these better things into your life. So when you're in this place of disempowerment, you're continuing to attract disempowering people and disempowering situations into your life. And so it's almost like further confirmation that you don't like what you're seeing in your life. You don't like how you see yourself, because you're continually drawing these situations into your life that expound on why you think you shouldn't like yourself, why you shouldn't respect yourself. When you're coming from a place of gratitude, that shifts that energy. And so you then start drawing the things that resonate, things that align frequency-wise with how you feel, with these grateful things about yourself. So for example, I'm grateful for my intelligence. Then you're going to be attracting more situations into your life that kind of prove to you how intelligent you are and how grateful you should be for your intelligence. That could be for your talents, or, your knowledge of socks, or, whatever it is. You're going to be drawing more situations into your life because the universe is going to match that frequency. Okay, let's see. What else? You know what? I'm going to put my cards aside for a minute. And these cards. And it's funny because I kind of saw one of my butterfly cards at the bottom of the deck, and then these cards were sitting nearby with the butterflies on them. So I want to use these, see what comes up. Okay, what's coming up for pile 1? Okay. Pile 1 for the eclipse. What's coming up for pile 1 in the eclipse? You know what? As I say that, I realize we never really covered the crown chakra under this true love. The crown, what's coming through for the crown chakra is, you know, it's funny, the crown chakra is silver, like silver glitter, and you can see the same silver glitter above in the stars. And it's basically the divine is telling you how special and beautiful you are, and you're missing that. So that's the challenge, is to listen to the divine in how much you are loved and how absolutely precious you are. Whether it's your soul spirit or your human spirit, you're absolutely loved. Okay, make a decision. Oh, you know what? That's interesting because this is also a yellow card, which very much aligns with empowerment. Okay, you might be faced with a choice over the next couple weeks, and it feels like a choice, kind of like, you know, it feels like the choice for your new beginning. And if you're not aligned in your empowerment, if you're not aligned with how amazingly special you are, you might make the wrong choice. And a lot of times I don't say we make the wrong choice, because generally when we have a path in life, we're going to get there one way or another. Like, I mean, if you take one path, you take another path, they're generally going to lead you in the same direction. With some, you know, one path may be really, really long and have a lot of hardships. The other path may not be so difficult, but you're generally going to get there. Sometimes we stray way too far off the path, and we're kind of in an unhealthy, emotional, spiritual space. This one doesn't feel like that. This choice just feels, what it feels like is your spiritual path and your ability to help humanity. You're either going toward that path, that very spiritual path, that very, your purposeful path, like your soul's path, or you're going down another path. And it's not, I think it's just more of a path of distraction versus a straightforward path. And so when you're resonating at your highly empowered self, when you're resonating where you need to be, you're going to choose the path that more aligns with the straightforward spiritual path versus the more distracted path. So that's what's coming through. Hopefully that makes sense. Okay, we don't have much more time. I'll draw a couple more cards. What is your guidance for pile 1? Any more guidance? Yeah, so you're being asked to trust the path that you feel is right when you're aligned with your empowerment, when you're aligned with in a healing space. But what's also coming through is that you're not going to get this decision until you're fully aligned. So your guides, your angels, your spiritual team is actually kind of protecting you from this decision. They're protecting you from making the choice that takes you down the more distracted path. They're helping you align with it. So you may not even have to, it doesn't feel like you even have to worry about this. But just there's a choice, just helping you know that there's a choice. And that's the 1/1 card. That's great. That's new beginnings. It's a choice to start a new beginning. Okay, love letters. By choosing the things that light you up, that bring you joy, you are actually kind of writing love letters to yourself. You are creating magic. and you don't even really know it. So you have this ship down here, and she's thinking of something. She sees something more than this, what she's in this bird right here. And this card deck is just so beautiful. I've had it for years and years, and I still love it. But you can see she's creating something. She's dreaming of something in this bird right here. And in that, funny, the first time I've seen people back here, that's what's coming through as ancestors. My guides are using the word ancestors. The ancestors are looking over your shoulder, and they're helping you. And that might be where this family comes in too. It's your family from the other side is also helping you during this time. Your loved ones from beyond are helping you to bring opportunities to you that align and that bring you joy. And when you're in a space of joy, you're sending that energy out to the universe, and what's going to come back is magic. It's magical. Okay, let's do one more card. Okay, one last card for pile 1. Okay, 3 came out, but we'll just go with the top one. This pile sticks together. Let love be your beacon. Look at that, more love, more self-love, love and joy. When you chase after what you want, that's following your heart, that's when you're going to be resonating in a high energy space, in a high space of love and gratitude for who you are. And that's what you're being called to do over the next couple weeks, pile 1. Follow your heart. Follow your dreams. Follow your joys. Make sure that you are finding gratitude for yourself. But when you put yourself first, when you put love first, you're also in a space telling the universe, hey, I love myself. I appreciate yourself. And that's, or did I say yourself? I appreciate myself. And that's when the love and magic is going to come back to you. Okay. One of the aspects in, one of the bits of wording in the Witch's Creed is everything you do comes back to you times 3. And that's not just necessarily the Witch's Creed, that is just energy in general. When you put something out, that's what comes back to you. So when you show the universe that you love and appreciate yourself, those are the experiences that are going to come back to you. The energy you put out is matched by the universe. So you put out the energy of how much you love and appreciate yourself, that is what's going to come back to you. More experiences that show you how loved and appreciated you are. Okay, I think we are going to stop there, pile 1. If you liked this reading, please give me a thumbs up. If you would like to see more of my readings, click subscribe and hit that bell icon to get notified whenever I post new content. I am sending you lots of love. I hope you have a beautiful eclipse, and I hope to see you back here soon for more readings. Hello, pile 2. You chose Indigo Child. Real quickly before we begin, today I am using the Sparkle and Shine Oracle deck. This is the deck I created. It is not yet in print. I'm still trying to find a printer that I really like. I do have the digital version of it, however. If you would like to try that out, there's I believe a 7-day free trial or a partial download of the deck to try it out, and then you can purchase it. I will leave the link in the description box below. Also, I have been recreating my magazine that I had 10 years ago. It's called Lotus Moon. It's filled this month with wonderful things about light and shadow because we are going into the equinox. So we have this equinox of light and day. So there's tons of shadow work, articles about shadow work. There's zodiac readings. There's an article about the eclipse season. There's feng shui. There's all sorts of articles that can be interesting for you for the month of September. There are 74 pages of content, so please go check it out. I will leave the link in the description box below. One more thing, my throat, I've had kind of a sore throat the last week, and so I might be drinking my coffee a little bit more than usual. It's September, so I have my favorite, I've gotten into my Halloween mugs already. Those are my favorite mugs of the year. So, okay, it is September 7th. This reading is about the eclipse today. If you're watching this a month from now or a year from now, just resonate with the reading. Obviously, the messages are still pertinent for you. Okay, so what I have been doing is your overall energy for your reading is something about the indigo child, the indigo energy. Okay, indigo children are changers. They come in and change our system. Indigo children, let's see, there's a time frame year. I was born in 79, so that was a prime time for indigo children. I think they started coming around the 60s or 70s. There's some that are still being born along with rainbow children and crystal children, but indigo children are generally the ones that oppose systems. They're very intuitive, often aligned with ADHD because their brains are so focused in very many different places. But indigo children are very, very, very powerful change catalysts for change. They just in the way they act, they bring up opposition to systems that shouldn't be in place, or systems that kind of need to be broken down, changed. They change the old to format to new ways of thinking and new ways of being. So indigo children have a very important purpose. So your overall energy is the indigo child energy. Let's see what your challenge is. We're going to do the challenge, and then we're going to do your blessings. So let's see what's coming up for you during this eclipse energy. Okay, challenge for pile 2. What is the challenge for pile 2, guides? Okay, 2 came up. Chakra of divine knowledge and be present. You know, it's kind of funny because the chakra of divine knowledge is kind of about the Akashic records. You know, let's change this. Let's do this. You can just visualize the top, or focus on the top. That is divine knowledge, like the Akashic records and what's going on. And so it's funny, it's being in the present, but then looking into the Akashic records. So let me think on that for a minute. Okay, blessings. What is pile 2's blessings for this energy, this eclipse energy right now? Forgiveness. Opportunities to forgive. It might not be forgiveness. What I'm feeling here is you'll have more opportunities to choose love over victimhood, like being chained. So forgiveness is all about, they say when you're holding anger, when you're holding on to anger, when you're holding on to issues that you have with someone, it's not necessarily about them, but it's like you're continually drinking this poison that's killing you instead of harming the other person that you're not wanting to forgive. And forgiveness is much easier said than done, especially when you've been hurt or people in your family have been hurt by someone. That forgiveness is very challenging. So let's see what energy comes up. Let's see what guidance we get from the divine about working through that forgiveness. So I finally understood as I was shuffling. The Akashic records, what you're being asked to do, because this is your challenge, you are focusing too much on the past or the present, and what they're asking you to do is align with your right now energy, and you can do so by accessing your Akashic records. if you can access your Akashic records. But there's something that you're working through that is Akashic like related, whether it's a past life or something in the past with energy. And it could be in the now, because time is not linear. It is a spiral, and everything is all spun together. And so by focusing on the now and working through your energy in the present, there's past that you're also correcting, like your energy across timelines is also being fixed, is also being healed. And so when you put more energy into yourself right now at this time during the eclipse, during, any challenges that arise over the next couple weeks, over the next few weeks during eclipse season, as you put your energy into yourself, into healing, into, figuring out the triggers that pop up for you, those emotional triggers. If you put your energy into healing in the now, right now, and just don't think about the future, don't think about the past, just let that stuff go, you're going to be healing so much more than you can actually realize that you're healing. And this is going to be very good for you. So the challenges that arise over the next couple of weeks are very aligned with very long-term healing and distant past healing. It's interesting. They're showing me, like, I'm seeing a spiral, and the spiral of energy. That's like one thing that you do now triggers like hundreds, thousands of different splits that you've had in your life, like your energy and your reality and your timeline, and it's affecting all sorts of things. So this is a very, very powerful opportunity for you, Pile 2, to heal so much more than you can imagine. Okay. So, guides, tell us more about this forgiveness. An indigo child. Okay, before I flip over this card, this indigo child energy is very confronting things that don't align. And pile one was all about empowerment. And I feel somewhat of that energy cropping up here is this energy to empower yourself and to change things in your life that are not working, that are unsettled, that don't feel right, that don't align. And there might be things in your life that crop up more now because of the eclipse season. The eclipse season is bringing energy that helps you to change the things that aren't working in your life. And so you'll have more opportunities over the next bit of time during the eclipse season to fix this stuff that comes up for you, to fix these things. And this, this could be life situation, living situation. It could be friend groups. It could be your job. It could be all sorts of different things. But it's all about fixing this energy that is not aligned with you. Okay. Mind, body, and soul. Okay. That's aligning things. What's coming up for you, Pile 2, is this is aligning things that are not right for you. Just what I was talking about. It feels like your different aspects of yourself are on different levels. So, like, your mind is telling you this is what you should do, but your mind is also filled with the shoulds. The mind has the programming that you've had kind of built into you by the society you've lived in, whether your parents, whether schools, whatever it is, you have these ideals built into your mind. Your body, you might have some kind of chronic illness going on because you've been pushing against your soul. You've had these things, these stuck energies in your body for years. You've had pain, emotional pain that is now manifesting as physical pain. So there's misalignment there. And then your soul, of course, is crying for you to do this. This is your soul's path. This is what we came here to do. This is, what we're supposed to be doing. But then your mind is crying one direction, your body is dealing with another thing, and your soul is wanting you to go this way. And so this period is all about aligning these three aspects. It's all about alignment. That's what's coming through. Alignment, alignment, alignment. Those are the very, very, very strong words, messages coming through. All about alignment, aligning these three things. Okay. Forgiving, this forgiveness here is what's going to help your body heal. So it's finding the stuck emotions in your body and working through them. Okay, so guys, let me get something more about forgiveness, perfection, people pleasing. This card came up in pile 1 as well. So where are the expectations? When you can rid yourself of the expectations, then you can forgive others more easily. If you're living for you, see these two paths right here? This is the heart aligned, the soul and heart energy. That's why the house is blue. Blue always resonates as, for me anyway, I always see the soul as blue. And so you have your soul's energy, and then you have your heart, your front door, your opening. That is your connection to your physical being. Your home is your soul, and your heart is what speaks. And so that's the path that you're following. You're following your heart's path versus you're following the path set by others. So when you can find your heart's path, then you don't have to worry about others and what others have done to you, because you're not trying to please them anymore. And that's the very, very strong message coming through. Can we get a little bit more information about this forgiveness? Forgiveness is very, very hard for me. I'm terrible at holding grudges. So, okay, family. I got this card in pile 1 as well. Okay, what's coming through is you're going to see the truth of people during this time. There might be some situations where people show you their true colors. The eclipses for you, pile 2, are going to bring out people's true colors in your life. Okay? I think you're going to see who your true friends are over the next few weeks. And that's going to help you know that which path you might be on. Seeing the reality of people in your life is going to help you identify whether you were walking down the path of someone else or walking your own path. And it's not about necessarily forgiving them. It's about knowing that they just weren't right for you. This could be relationships, jobs, friend groups. This could be, people that you're hanging around with at work. But it's choosing, it's interesting because we have this lightning bolt on forgiveness and we have the chain. And that's kind of what societal ideals is being chained to other people's, this is kind of a reverse. Look at this. I'm going to pull these cards separate. You have the light person, the light home. You have the darker path. You have the light and the heart and the dark. And you even have the yellow and the yellow road going, the dotted lines. So it's a flip. You have the light and you have the dark. You have the shadow, which is absolutely an aspect of the eclipses, bringing up the shadow side to show you how you need to heal, to show you how you can forgive. And this could be just forgiving yourself. It doesn't have to necessarily be forgiving someone else. Forgiving yourself for choosing the wrong path or for making the wrong decisions or whatever that means to you. But this is getting rid of the people-pleasing aspect of you and move where you're kind of chained up and under fire in a state of unalignment, I guess. you can say, versus being in a space that's love-filled and that's all about you. Okay, that one's ready to come out. Limiting beliefs. Not a surprise. You've chosen these paths because of your limiting beliefs, because you don't feel you should be doing this. It's all about the shoulds, and that's where this mind, body, soul card comes in as well. It's all about the shoulds and the limiting beliefs, and that's where your mind aspect is on this. Letting go of those limiting beliefs is going to help you align with your soul, and in turn, if you are having physical issues, often help you heal those aspects in your body. Okay. What else is coming up for you, pile 2? How else can we help pile 2? Listen to the things, your self-talk, over the next bit of time. Listen to your self-talk. Listen to how you treat yourself, how you see yourself. Oh, no. Okay. Let's see if I can get this all the way over here. Connect. This is about reaching out to others. You know, they're having me look at this family card again. You might have family on the other side of the world, or you might have friends. You also might reach out and find companions outside of your area. You know, they're also showing me, you know, maybe there's a travel opportunity, like for a retreat or something where you go and you meet other people that align with who you are, that align with your soul, that align with your type of people that are like you and that are going to boost you up, that are going to boost your view of yourself and your awareness. And I don't necessarily want to say boost how you feel about yourself, or how others, you know, you don't want to rely on other people to tell you how valuable you are. But what I'm getting from this is you have to be solid in feeling empowered and feeling that you are worthy yourself. But these outside people resonate in an energy where they themselves appreciate themselves. And so their energy in turn can help you ground your energy more in loving yourself, because they themselves love themselves. Hopefully that makes sense. So it's not so much that these distant people are telling you how wonderful you are and, you know, this outside energy telling you. It's just they're in a space where they can appreciate who they are, and that provides you more strength to appreciate who you are. Okay, what else is coming up? Surrender. I got this card in pile 1 as well. A lot of similarities, but I think that's not just similarities between the pile, that's similarities in the eclipse energy that we're going through. We're all, even though these piles are slightly different with slightly different focuses, we're all going through the very similar energy. And this is all about surrendering. So things are going to crop up, and it's all related to helping you clear this energy and know how powerful you are and how strong you are and your soul's purpose, which either you are an indigo child or you carry indigo child energy, and that is changing things. And in order to change things, you sometimes have to go against the system. You have to go against people. You sometimes have to maybe argue or not agree with everyone. And so you're not going to be, you have to rid yourself of your people-pleasing energy. You have to know how strong you are, and you have to realize how much of a divine purpose you have to sometimes break down these systems. Sometimes break down these systems. because they don't align with where the universe is heading. And these systems sometimes keep people down, keep energy in an old, kind of an old patriarchal place. And so sometimes these systems need to be broken down to introduce new energy, to introduce a healthier energy. And you can't do what your soul's path is if you are stuck in these external places, if that makes sense. These external human places, like you're angry with people for something they did to you, or you're stuck in the past, or you're focused on the future. It's about living in the now and doing your soul's purpose. And you're going to be introduced to some of those things. So surrender to the energy that is coming at you this month. Surrender to what happens. Surrender to what folds, because it's all part of this process of healing and learning and aligning with your divine self, with your soul. Okay, let's do one more of my cards, and then I'm going to pull from another deck real quick. We don't have a lot of time left. Okay, one last card. Oh, I guess, no. That's way too many. Okay, that one wants to come out. So, let's do this. Put this on top of this. Faith, have faith. Have faith that everything, okay, they're showing me falling. Everything is falling into place as it should. So have faith that everything is kind of settling. You might have a bunch of things like uproar, you might have arguments, but everything, as the eclipses come to a close, this energy is going to come to a close. Or if you're watching this outside of eclipse season, they're saying, I can hear in the next few months, things are going to settle right where they need to be. Okay, this deck is calling to me. So let's see what comes up with this deck. Yeah, so just have faith. Just have faith that everything that is unfolding is exactly how it needs to be. Love, compassion. Absolutely. That's having compassion for yourself, having compassion for others. They're wanting me to remind you, as we go through eclipse season, as there might be situations that unfold with people, don't blame the people. It's all unfolding as it divinely should. So it's not necessarily the people involved in these situations. These people are kind of being used by the universe to teach you a lesson, to put your triggers in your face, to kind of force you to heal them. So just remember that as this stuff unfolds, and have compassion for other people as much as you can. Because you know what, other people are going through the same shit you are with this eclipse season and the energy. Okay, pile 2. What else is coming up for pile 2? Wow, that's a lot. Spring equinox. You know, I got this in a reading the other day. Rebirth. Activation. So things that have felt stuck are going to get moving. The eclipse is stirring up all this energy, and it's going to help things move for you. So if you've been wanting things to happen, stay focused on what you want to create, what you want to manifest for yourself, what you want to build. Make sure it's aligned. If you are following something that is soul aligned, then that's what's going to get moving for you. Now, if you are following a path that is not heart-centered, if you're following this other path, then nothing's going to move there. Okay? Then you're going to actually have a harder time, because the universe is like, no, that's not the right path for you. So you're going to be pushing against the universe. But when you find something that is heart-centered, this surrender card's coming up. So when you're surrendering to your passions, to your desires, what things really light you up and make you feel amazing, that's where things are going to start moving and picking up. And this rebirth is all about new energy coming into your life. New positive changes are happening, and it's all part of this activation. Now, we're talking about this fairy earth magic comes up, But what I'm seeing in this card is that you are really aligned. You're in tune with the universe. You're in tune with your higher self. And you're in this much lighter space. Like fairies are joyful and they're light and they're happy and they're mischievous and they play and they have fun. And so that's the energy that's coming through. If you align with it, maybe, you know, look into fairies and maybe like make a little fairy forest or whatever in your house. But it's more the energy. If you want to bring, I mean, those are obviously ways to bring more fairy energy into your life. But if you're not into that, then it's just all about the energy of being in that playful, loving, mischievous, you know, lighthearted space. And that's aligning with your soul, aligning with the divine, aligning with your soul's path. So that's what that energy is all about. Okay, pile 2, this was your reading. I hope you enjoyed it. If you liked my reading, please click that like button. If you would like to see more of my readings, hit subscribe and make sure to click that bell icon so you are notified when I post new content. I am sending you lots of love. Please let me know how you like this reading in the comments below. I hope you have a beautiful eclipse season, and I will see you back here soon for more readings. Hello, pile 3. You chose the rainbow card. Before we get started, today I am using the Sparkle and Shine Oracle deck. This is my deck that I created. I am still looking for a good printer. I love these cards, but they're not quite up to the quality that I would like. If you know of a good printer, please let me know in the comments below. Otherwise, you can download this deck in You can download this deck in digital format. I will leave the link in the description box below. Okay, one more thing. I have a magazine I produce. It is called Lotus Moon. It's very full. It has 74 pages for the September's edition, and it's filled with information on the eclipses. I have zodiac readings for the month. There's a ton of ideas for shadow work and yoga and feng shui, some fun stuff for Maybon. So check it out. Like I said, the link will be in the description box below. And let's go ahead and get started with your reading. Okay, so I might have to, the sun is coming up, so I might have to adjust my lighting in a little bit. But rainbow is going to be the focus of your reading. Rainbow is always about what comes after the storm, the blessings after the storm. And I am going to take a challenge card and a blessing card. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and put the light down a little bit. My last reading was ridiculously bright. Okay, so let's go ahead. What is our challenge? What is our challenge? Now I will say today is September 7th. The eclipse, the lunar eclipse in Pisces is today. So we're deep into eclipse season energy. The second eclipse is going to be September 21st, September 22nd. I think it's the day before or the day after the equinox. So we are deep into eclipse season energy. So this is all about eclipse season, what the energy is going to bring for you. If you are seeing this a month from now or a year from now, the energy is still aligned for you. So the message is still good. This is a timeless reading. Okay, your challenge is prosperity. Okay, what is your blessing? What is your blessing, pile 3? Okay, 2 popped out. Okay, don't give up and inner child. Let's see if we can. Okay. So for you, this eclipse season is bringing up prosperity related issues. And what's coming through is it feels like it's related to your inner child. So you're going to be given opportunities to heal your inner child this month. But the inner child is all about kind of play and fun and safety. And so in your blessings position, I'm seeing that you have opportunities to allow that inner child to play and have fun and feel safe and relax. And so the message, your overall message is to allow yourself to play. Allow your inner child to be free this month. And that's going to help because your inner child seems to come from a place of lack. Either growing up you didn't have much money, or you never felt safe. Maybe you emotionally didn't feel empowered. Maybe you come from a background of, maybe your parents argued all the time, or you came from a background of some kind of abuse, or you moved around a lot. You didn't have that security. You didn't have that safety. You didn't have that knowledge or that feeling that you would always be taken care for and safe and secure. Maybe you had a parent that was a narcissist or that was not emotionally stable. There's lots of different options. Those are just a few that my guides are showing me right now. But that mental place that mental space that you were in as a child is what is causing any kind of financial issues that you might be having trouble with now. Okay, and it comes out with this don't give up card. So there's all sorts of, this is a very difficult path, okay? So this path has fire, and then you have to swim through the lake, and then you have to run through the forest, and then there's a lightning storm around the mountains that you have to go through. Versus this path over here, straight to your dreams, the road is closed. This is on purpose. That's what my guides are saying. That this is the divine path. Your soul chose this path because you're learning lessons. You're healing karma. And so this is part on this path. Part of your lesson is to heal what you experienced as a child. To heal the hurt, to heal the insecurity. And you find that within yourself. And so these blessings that are coming through regarding your inner child, these opportunities that you're going to have this month over, the next few weeks during eclipse season, the opportunities that are coming up are part of your healing, are part of your life lessons that are coming through, part of the life lessons that you chose to experience in this lifetime. This is all destined. This is all part of your path. And that's generally the case for all of us, but it's just coming up very strongly for you that you need to know that, yes, your soul chose the harder path for you for a reason. So if you're struggling right now, struggling financially, struggling emotionally, struggling with inner child things that are coming up from your childhood, it is all destined. It is all part of what your soul chose before you came into this life. So don't fear. You're not off the path. You're actually right where you need to be. And I think you need to know that. Okay. Let's see what comes up. And it's interesting because we have the storm over the mountains right here. And you have the rainbow following after. So it feels to me like you're much further down this path than obviously my card shows. You're much further on this path, and you're going to round the bend and you're going to see clear skies and beautiful rainbows. You're on your path. You're right where you need to be. Okay, the challenge. Okay, that was a lot of cards. Okay, the challenge for you, pile 3. Let's see. Your prosperity. What else would you like to tell us about prosperity? Guides, what else would you like to share? Okay, pile 3. And please excuse me, I am going to be drinking a little bit more than usual. I have my coffee, my throat. I've had a sore throat for the last week. So, okay, pile 3, pile 3. Pile 3, pile 3. Why is nothing coming up? Okay. Pile 3, pile 3. Okay, there we go. Thank you. Envy. You know, that is very, very pertinent for prosperity, because a lot of times when we feel we're in a space of lack, we are envious of others for what they have. Okay. Can you give me a little bit more information on that, guides? Envy and guidance, your guidance about envy and getting to this space of love from envy. We have that same rainbow right there. Wow. I'm not sure why I am not getting cards popping from... Oh, wow. We have Dark Night of the Soul. You might be going through a dark night of the soul right now, guide. Pile 3, not guides, pile 3. This could be the place. This, you know, actually it's interesting because you have this torn and it's all dark inside. The shadow figure. It's all dark inside, and it looks like it's coming from a space of dark night of the soul. I know it's really hard to see on this card, but you have a figure here, and you have the rose coming out of the figure. And you have the rose. The rose springs forth love and compassion, and that's what you have in this person right here. You have a person that's in a space of love. Going through the dark night of the soul is helping you break free of this lack mentality. And when you're in a place struggling with prosperity, it's all about a lack mentality. It's breaking free of that lack mentality. It's seeing others. It's like when I've used this example many, many times, and I'll use it again. It's like your neighbor comes home with a brand new boat, and you've been wanting a new boat. And you get very angry and jealous. And it's because you don't think that you can have that boat. But what's true is you're actually manifesting what you want. It just hasn't arrived yet. And so the universe is kind of showing you that, hey, this is what you're manifesting. Keep going with it. But it's not quite there yet. But instead, what we do is we focus on the aspects of lack. Where, we see this new boat someone else has, and I'm like, I wanted that. I'm never going to be able to get that. And you start questioning yourself, why am I so unworthy? Why can't I create this for myself? Why can't I have it? And then that kind of sends you down into a negative spiral of lack, even further into like the hole of lack. And so you're trying to get this eclipse energy for you, pile 3, is all about going through this kind of dark night of the soul, or this dark place, to free you from this space of possible envy, to free you and to help you realize how you can create the life that you want. And it has this inner child energy. So, you know, even when you're a child, you're like, well, why can't I have that? And you see, you know, maybe your friend gets a piece of candy and you don't get a piece of candy. You're like, why don't I get this? Why can't I have that? Most of the time, kids just shake it off and like, oh, okay, whatever. Oh, well, and they move on and they don't really think about it again. Sometimes it sticks with them, but generally not. Generally, they just move on. But for us, as adults, it sends us down to into the spiral, spiral deeper and darker down into the hole. And we can't crawl out of it. It's kind of this mentality of victimhood where we need to empower ourselves to say, yes, we can do this. Yes, we can create this for ourselves. And that's why in this prosperity card, you have the yellow butterflies coming from the solar plexus chakra and that yellow golden energy of empowerment. And you have to empower yourself to get out of this hole because it is all up to you and your energy. It's all about writing your story and what you want to see. And you're keeping yourself in a place of darkness. Okay. Limiting beliefs. Yep, limiting beliefs. Limiting beliefs, these come from your childhood. These come from what you believed, what you learned, what you saw as a child, and it is now deep in your subconscious. So you're creating this life for yourself, and sometimes these feelings are as deep as the unconscious, to where you're living this life completely ruled by these unconscious beliefs from childhood that you're not worthy or that life doesn't work this way. And you're creating this life for yourself and you don't even really realize what you're creating. And this is where this dark night of the soul comes in. You go down deep into those patterns. Maybe things are going to come up for you over the next few weeks during eclipse season that force you into this shadow aspect of yourself to heal those things that are stuck, to heal those things that are shaping your reality from your childhood that you really have no idea about. Nature healing. There's healing in nature for you. You know, there is, I can't remember what it's called, but there's under the ground, there is a network of like the root systems from all of these different trees and plants and flowers and mushrooms. They all kind of work together. If you've ever seen the movie Avatar, it's similar to that, where it's this energetic root system, and you know, the forest breathes and talks and they communicate. Everything communicates. And this energy can be healing from you because the earth, nature, knows the reality of energy and creation. It's like Mother Gaia is living in nature, truly. And when you go into this space of nature and the forest and plants and trees, you can feel that energy. You can feel the energy of nature around you. And it helps clear away the programming put on you by humans. Because humans are just one big limitation for the most part. We all have our stuff. We all have our limitations. We all have our limiting beliefs. We all have karma we're working through and healing going on. Every single one of us. But the forest doesn't have that. Nature around you doesn't have that. Trees aren't working through karma. They're there as a support system. They're there to help you heal. They're there to be guides. I know you don't maybe not normally think that way, but that's what's coming through this reading. Nature can guide you in your healing process. So spend time in nature. Whether you have a forest around you or maybe you live in the middle of the desert, it all has healing properties. It all has, all of these aspects of nature can actually guide you in your healing journey. Okay, that's beautiful. Aspects of nature guiding you through your healing. Okay. Ancestors. Your ancestors are here helping you. They're guiding you through this process. Ask for help. What's really coming through is ascended masters and like loved ones who've crossed over. That's what's really come. Those are the energies that are really coming through because they have been in human form and they understand. And I'm getting chills right now. So some of them are with me right now. For you, they understand what you're going through because they've been through the same things. For some of you, you might even be working through ancestral karma. So karma that's been passed down through the generations of your bloodlines and through your family. So you might be working through that. So they're here to help you work through this stuff. So the things that you've experienced in your life might be things other family members experienced. Maybe they had a dream to do something and they never chose to do that because of fears or because of limitations, because of heavy limiting beliefs from their family. And so they never chose to do that. And so this karma was created that fell down to you because they didn't follow their joy and their passions. So that energy is now on you to heal. And this came up in my last reading, and I can link it in the description box below. I think it was I want to say it was pile 3, but the same kind of energy that you need to heal, that it's ancestral karma. No, maybe it was pile 2. Anyway, I'll leave a note below to which one it was, but it's by following your joys, by clearing away your residues from childhood, by overcoming those feelings, those limiting beliefs, those limitations where you think you can't be prosperous, to where you think you're kind of stuck. And be very careful to what words you're saying to yourself. That's what's coming through. A lot of times when we see these limiting beliefs, the bubbles appear, show me that the limiting beliefs are there and you're actually saying them to yourself. Some of you may not even realize that you're saying these words to yourself frequently, or you have these ideals, but pay attention to what you're saying. You're going to find your limiting beliefs in the words that you're saying to yourself frequently. But anyway, your ancestors are here to help you. So call on them. They want to help you, but because of the law of free will, they can't step in unless you ask them. Okay, chakra of divine balance. This is all about, when I first created this card, I created it with the yin yang, but that never quite set right to me. So it's kind of the union of the energy of the divine and the energy of Mother Earth. So you have these kind of in an embrace, and you're looking to balance the masculine and the feminine energy in your life. But it's also fears coming up. The word fears coming through. It's also balancing your fears with your empowerment. It's saying, let the fears guide you, because the fears are very earthbound. The fears are, darker energy, base energy. Let the fears guide you to what you need to heal. Let the fears guide you into how you can overcome them and overcome these limiting beliefs. Limiting beliefs are very earthbound as well. So it's rising above the fears, rising above the earthbound energy that causes you to be stuck. Embracing the earthbound energy, because yes, we are humans. We are living a human life. And so we do need to work through that energy. But when you can see where your fear lies, when you can see where your darkness lies, where you can see where your shadows are. That is kind of like a guide into how you can overcome those energies and heal yourself and rise to more of a divine energetic place. I really hope that made sense. I was trying to explain it as I was seeing it. But, and I say earthbound energies, of course, Mother Gaia is very, very divine, and that's why you had this card about nature healing. But it's balancing those energies once again. Okay, I'm going to put this away, my deck away. I'm going to draw some more cards from another deck. What else is coming up for pile 3? Your pile is kind of all over the place, pile 3. I'm sorry if some of this is not making sense, but there's a lot coming up. Hopefully I'm weaving it all together correctly. Okay, pile 3. Pile 3. Okay, what else is coming up for pile 3? Okay. Purpose, exposed and revealed. You know, this card, it always reminds me of the inner child, because you can see this kind of person that's wrapped in on themselves, and it's got that inner child energy. So exactly what I was talking about up here. It's kind of going back in time and looking at your inner child and looking at the young you. And it doesn't necessarily have to be a child. It could just, you know, you get this number 21. So it could have been the 18 too. So this could have been like teenage years or your early life. And, you know, it's pinpoint. It's on target. Something's on target. In this time frame, maybe something happened to you too in your younger years when you thought that you were on target. You thought that you were on the path that you were supposed to be on, but something diverted you from this path. So that could resonate with someone. But you had a purpose, maybe. You had something that you wanted to do in life, but that kind of got diverted, and it's taking me back up to this card. That energy feels like it's going to come back into play during the eclipse season. So something that, it's almost like this, they're showing me this path on the left here toward your dreams, like the straight path to your dreams, but maybe you've been taking down this, and now you're getting back onto that path because we have this target. So maybe you had to go through this difficult, challenging path of life to clear the karma, to heal yourself, to learn these life lessons. But you're finally going to be at a space to follow your path of dreams. And like this dark night of the soul is kind of like your last bit of clearing out energy before you can get back on your path. It feels like this rainbow is definitely on your path next. It's like you're finally getting back to the space that you intended to be on years ago in your early life. But you had to go through everything that you went through for, I mean, I don't know, purposes you would know or the divine knows, but just for something, for your soul, part of your soul's journey. Okay, quieting the mind, call of the muse, into me I see. Quieting the mind. You need to be quiet, be still, go into yourself. That's going to help you connect with what this last bit of energy that you're working through. It's going to help you clear that away. This could be healing your chakras as well. That's what's coming through. Take it as it resonates. The muse is coming through strong for getting you back on this path that you had once before. Like there's something about it from your youth or your childhood that is calling to you, and that's going to lead you down the path right here. toward the dreams. The path of this dream's right toward the sun, and I'm feeling lots of joy and lots of really wonderful energy. It's like you're finally there. You finally arrived. Into me I see. Your power has always been within you. And it takes me back to this card where you're kind of wrapped in on yourself. Your power has always been within you, but through life experiences, it's kind of been, you've been forced to look outside of yourself, but everything is within you. You are, your energy, the universe is within you. And that's where your power comes from. That's where your ability comes from. That's where your prosperity comes from. Everything is within you. And it links us back to 8 is about prosperity. But it's also the infinity sign if you turn it sideways. Everything is linking. Everything is connected. And your power is within you. So if you've been having problems with finances and with building your life, it all has to do with everything that's inside of you. But now I'm coming back to this inner child and these clocks, and it's this spiral. And it's like you haven't just been healing things from this life. You've been healing things from past lives, many lifetimes. This might be my spiritual pile where you've lived a lot of lifetimes. You've experienced a lot. You've built up karma. You've built up energetic purpose. I mean, for some of you, maybe you don't have karma. You've just been living these lifetimes to give something back to humanity, to work with humanity, to bring your knowledge, to bring your light. But in order to get to that light, in order to get that to that space, you've had to go through a lot of challenges, human challenges. So it feels like this eclipse season is helping you to really hone in on where you need to be, what you need to do, how you can realign with your joy and the things that you wanted to create for yourself in this lifetime. Follow your joy. Wherever you're following your joy, wherever you're following a path that lights you up and that just makes you feel overwhelmingly wonderful, then you're on the right path. And you're going to feel that over the next few weeks. It feels like this eclipse season is really clearing some stuff out for you. Maybe you've been in a dark night of the soul for quite some time, and it's finally starting to lighten up, and you're finally seeing kind of the light at the end of the tunnel. It's going to be different for everyone. For some, this eclipse season, it may be a small night of the soul, a short period of time. But it feels like everything's going to be, you're going to be coming out of the dark, you're going to be coming out of the storm, and there's going to be beautiful things on the other side for you. And don't worry about the prosperity or the money that you may have been worried about. Everything is kind of equaling out and balancing out. Just really focus on having fun, following your joy, and loving yourself. Helping yourself feel empowered because of how special you are. Okay, I went a little bit longer with your reading pile 3, but I think we will finish there. If you followed to the end, please give me a shout out. Maybe comment, leave a comment, resting witch with like my coffee mug. If you like this reading, please hit that like button. If you'd like to see more of my readings, please click subscribe and click the bell notification or the bell icon so you will be notified whenever I post new content. I'm hoping you have a beautiful, powerful, and magical eclipse season, pile 3. And I will hopefully see you back here soon for more readings.